We have listened to the Passion of our Lord Jesus Christ according to Mark. What more can we say? If God entered into human history and this was all we were able to offer God, if you are standing for God today, you'll have to be standing ready to fight. If God entered into human history and this was all we offered him, know that the world will offer you the same thing. The world will offer you ungratefulness, humiliation, readiness to crush you. You make any attempt to want to excel or to exhale, you become the point of destruction. As Pilate himself perceived, they brought Jesus Christ up due to jealousy. If you think you don't have anything that one is jealous of, you just wait until somebody takes interest in you. That is when you will know that even the breath that you breathe, the air that you breathe, that you are capable of even breathing, is sufficient for evil people to be jealous of you. Just your face and how you are. You have not done anything. You have not said anything. Only you walking past the house, and an evil person in the house sees just you walking, gets jealous of the fact that you are walking. When that happens to you, that is when you will know that you only need to be alive for you to be jealous that. In such a world where Jesus could experience this kind of humiliation unto death, then you will say you, a Christian, will live a life of carelessness. Every single second of the breath that you take should be used as war. War against that principality and power that wrote the code that enabled people around Jesus Christ to watch and allow evil people bring this kind of blessing to an end. Where Jesus Christ is, there is life. There is food. There is abundance. There is healing. There is mercy. There is fullness of whatever it is that will be imagined an advantage to the human person. When there is Jesus, there is no sickness, there is no poverty. You have any problem with Jesus Christ, the problem ceases to exist. The very beneficiaries of these blessings were the ones that the Pharisees, the Sadducees, and the chief priests made to scream this day, crucify him, crucify him. If they can do this to Jesus Christ, who the hell am I? Who then are you? Be ready for war. Be ready for war. Or else, Satan himself will still mess us up. But we are not talking about what happened to Jesus Christ. We are talking about what they did to Jesus Christ. And so I am not analyzing all that happened from the lens of Christ. I am analyzing all that happened from those who did what they did. This is the world for you. You must be ready to stand. Now, this is where we are going to depart from Jesus' own experience. You know, Jesus walked into their trap by themselves. Today, you are meant to run away from those traps. Why did Jesus walk into that trap? Why did Jesus align himself to the devilishness of evil people's plans? Simply because he wanted to empower you and I. It is known and registered in the spiritual realm that blood needs to be spilled, that sacrifice needs to be made for a great thing to be achieved. That is why you look at nature. The sun continuously sacrifices its heat. The rain continuously lets out itself. The wind continuously blows. They do not do this for their own good. The sun does not shed its light for its own good, nor does the wind blow for its own good. It is other people that are using it, other realities in the world that are using this. The ground has no advantage whatsoever. There is nothing it has to itself that it consumes. It is we that consume the produce of the ground. It is we that consume stability that it provides. It doesn't have anything it does for itself. We plunder and plunder it. It doesn't shake. It doesn't complain. It doesn't get tired and says, no, I can't carry this load anymore. That's how Jesus is. Every single plant that must grow will have its seed die first. So you can see that the one who created the world, the one who created the universe, needed to follow the same pattern that he has created in the world. The pattern of sacrifice as bringing forth something great. And so it was important that Jesus Christ entered into that same pathway by which human beings have been destroyed, which is the pathway of wickedness and evil. It was by means of wickedness and evil that Adam and Eve were led to the fall. It was as a result of malice of unequal proportion that the human person was dethroned from the throne he was before to become a slave. For that to be returned to normal, it was important that Jesus Christ comes to sacrifice. So for a seed to grow to become a huge shrub, it must die. For a woman to give birth to a child, she must cry. That's how it is. For food to become admissible to our system, it must pass through fire. For gold to become pure and beautiful, it must pass through the furnace. For us to cook the food we eat, we must pass through labor. The world has been done in such a way that when any good thing must come, for that good thing to be appreciated, there needs to be sacrifice. This is the explanation from the side of Jesus Christ. And that is why we must understand this. We are not to allow the foolishness of evil navigate the affairs of our lives. Jesus willingly, as God, obeyed the commandment of man in the wicked pathway in order to conquer and destroy the root of that wickedness, which is death. So he enters into hell, beginning from his passion. He saw hell. He saw hell, raging from the betrayal to all those that he had gathered for running away from him, to all those that drank the wine that he turned from water, the food that he provided for the 5,000 and 4,000. He saw all those whose wives he killed, whose children he resurrected, all open their mouth to say, crucify him, crucify him. You see, there is no heartbreak that is close to that. So that the nails that eventually pierced his hands, if we are thinking those nails were painful, they are nowhere close to the pains that someone has emotionally. The nails that pierced his heart from betrayers were far much painful than the actual nails that pierced his hands, the tongues that pierced his head, and the sword that eventually were driven straight into his heart. He saw hell in order to get into hell, to destroy the hold of hell. And then you and I today are playing with Satan, cooperating with him. We have no justification. All that he did for our own sake. There is no space for courtesy. That kind of courtesy that is shown to evil or to wickedness. You have to stand erect. Hold our heads high. Because our liberation is close at hand.